Hello YouTube, hello Zambia. I'm back again with another video. This is Ignatius, by the way. Today we'll be doing a remake of B1 song Sikiliti niku. Yeah, and every time I want to make a beat, I don't know why, but I always become too selective when it comes to picking or choosing the samples that I'm gonna use for a particular song. So I would advise that you do the same. Take time, don't rush. Make sure that the sound you're using has high quality. You know, the samples are high quality samples. Yeah. So for this song, one thing that stood out to me was the bass. When I heard the song, the first thing that stood out to me was the bass, and I'm sure that's the main spice of the song, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I started with the kick, and then after the kick, let me do this. What is that? Okay, right. So the kick. So after the kick, I added in a snare. You know, the snare. I added in the snare. Just make sure that your snares, your kicks are high quality sounds. Because if you choose samples which are low quality, when you go to the phase of mastering, your song is going to sound like trash at the end of the day. So make sure your samples are high quality. And after the snare, I added in the tom, this part. Yeah. And for some reason I used the slide here. Don't ask me why. And then after that I added in some shakers. These ones. So one thing you need to know is how to properly set the volumes for your samples and all that. It's really important because, for instance, if I make if my shakers sound like this, then at the end when I am mastering, the sound is going to sound like crap, you know. So make sure that your volumes are, are just seated somewhere right, not the, yeah. Then the next thing that I implemented was the bass. Yeah. So for the bass, I used the Nexus, and I chose this basic sine or scene. I don't know how you pronounce the word, but yeah, I used that the preset. Yeah. And when it comes to mixing, one thing that you need to pay attention to most of the times is the kick and the bass. And what I do almost on every song is that let me come here. Okay, let me just show you something. All right. What I do is that I mute other instruments, and then I just work on the kick and bass. So what happens most of the times is that if you don't do what I'm about to show you, you'll find that when you play your song, let's say on a TV set or anywhere, you'll find that if you have recorded vocals to it, you'll find that when you're playing it and the person is singing, you'll find that somewhere, the vocals will just what's the right word to use here? Your vocals will just shrink down, or part of your instrument will just go down in terms of volume, and then the kick and the bass will be fighting. So you don't want that sound. I hope I've explained well. You know. So what I do is that I send the kick and the bass to the mixer. Then when I'm here, I select the kick. Here it's usually like this. I select the kick, then I come to the bass or 808, whatever bass you're using. Then you right click, then you choose sidechain to this track. Then this will appear here. Then you come to the bass, and then you have to add a limiter, a fruity limiter here at the last slot. Yeah, and then the fruity limiter will pop up here. And then what you do next is that you come to the compressor. Is it compression or compressor, whatever? Just come here, and then you raise the ratio all the way up, and then the threshold, you bring it all the way down at first. So basically what this does is that the kick will be the main focus, and then when the bass hits, it will give space to the kick so that they don't fight. So what we do now here is that we try to blend them together so that they work perfectly together. Damn. Yeah. So here what you're gonna mess with now is the release, this one, and the threshold. And before you do that, you need to change this sidechain thing here to kick. Yeah. So I'm sure you can hear that when the kick hits, the bass gives space. So now you start raising this a bit. Let me just put it on somewhere at 30. Let me try 30. And also you have to work with the release. So when you do that, your kick will just be constant. It won't be fading out and all that, you know. Yeah, you need to do that on every song. On every song you do. Yeah, so after I added all those things, yeah, let me do this. Then after the bass, I added in this. These are just basic things, nothing hard. The secret is just knowing how to balance the volumes, you know, how to mix properly and all that. And after those, I added in the keys. So when choosing the keys, make sure you use things which are appropriate for that song. Don't just pick any keyboard preset and you place them there. Otherwise, at the end of your mix and mastering, you find that some of these effects will be distorted and all that. So just choose those calm ones. I like those calm sounds, like, you know, like the way this is sounding. It's calm. It doesn't fight any sound in my song. You know, yeah. thing is that you need to make sure that you pan your instruments properly. For instance, on the keys, I added in the stereo enhancer, fruity stereo enhancer. It's found here, yeah. And then what I did is that I just added a preset for strings here, and this is how it sounds before with and then when I add the fruity stereo enhancer, the sound sounds a bit fuller and all that. You know, you don't want your mixing and all that to sound like you made everything in mono. Yeah. So after the keys, I added a get. I was using Nexus. I didn't hear this sound in the song per se, but I just thought, hey, let me implement it, because in the original song, some sounds I couldn't really pick up on them, so I just implemented some few things. Same chord progression. And again, I added in this. And the other thing you need to know is that less is more when it comes to making beats and all that, because you have to leave room for the vocals. So less is more. I know when I was first starting out to make beats, for instance, I would want to make. I would try to put in as much things as I could possibly put, you know. My song will be sounding crazy at the end of the day, but I've learned that less is more. So that's it. And then I added in I recorded a guitar on it. I know the original song doesn't have this, but I was just experimenting, because I'm a beginner when it comes to playing the lead guitar, so I just wanted to implement a few things. And again, I like to add in the stereo shaper on the lead guitars, you know, those lead sounds, yeah. And so that's how I made this beat, yeah. I also added in addictive drums, you know, for the feels. Where is it? Okay. Sounds like this. For the feels, yeah. some reasons. Yeah. So that's how I made it. Yeah. So make sure that you use sounds which are high quality. So spend as much time as you can when choosing the drum sets, the snares, especially the snares, the kick. If you're using any of these, and make sure you at least pan them a bit, especially these toms and all that nonsense. Yeah, just pan them, okay? Don't pan the kick. Yeah. Originally, originally my song sounds like this. And when you're making a beat, make sure it doesn't reach to zero. You know, if you're going to record, make sure your song is not your beat is not reaching up to zero here. Otherwise, you will just be making noise, not music. Yeah, at least somewhere below or or high. No, I mean not as high as reaching 0 dB here. So what I do most of the time is that my beat will be like hitting somewhere here or maybe even below. Then I'll just export it as a WAV file. Then I'll go and record on the same thing. So when it comes to mastering now, that's when I'll boost everything up to 0 dB. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, bye for now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, whatever. Anyway, bye.